Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Carey and this is Carey Digital, the channel for female entrepreneurs and side hustlers who want to monetize their skills online to achieve flexibility and financial freedom. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to leverage LinkedIn to network even as an introvert. I'm sharing these tips because I've come a very long way in terms of leveraging social media and just networking, right? I've talked about networking as an introvert, which you can check out here, but today I'm speaking specifically about LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is one of my favorite social media tools and platforms that I utilize and I've been utilizing since university. And I just want to talk a little bit about how you can leverage that social media platform to build your network, put yourself out there, and just connect, even as an introvert. So, if that's something you want to learn, stick around. So, as I mentioned, LinkedIn is one of the platforms that a lot of people really don't leverage because one, they're not really sure how to utilize it because it's not the same as Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, right? This is a social media networking platform and it's just a place for you to show up as probably your professional self, but just or a little bit of your professional and personal self, right? And it's a great platform to establish yourself in your industry and to build your personal brand. But for a lot of people, they really don't know how to leverage the tool. And I was inspired to create this video because I had a chat recently with someone who was just curious about how to leverage LinkedIn. And I'm pretty much going to share with you how I utilize the platform to network and how I've been using it since university days. And I've left university for years and years ago, like whole heap of years ago. And I've had a lot of success with LinkedIn. So one of the quick things I want to share about social media in general is that it's not just about browsing and scrolling and looking and liking and commenting. It's engaging, it's putting yourself out there and showing up in the world how you want persons to view you, right? And as a professional or as a business owner, you want to be very mindful of what you want to achieve and get out of social media, right? There's a lot of pros and cons with social media and it all depends on how you utilize it. For me, I've gained a lot from social media and I know even other people have gained even more. They've made money online through social media. They have gotten great opportunities through social media. They have built their network through social media and you can do the same as well. So as I mentioned, the first thing you want to do when you go on the platform is to be very clear about what you want to achieve. And for me, when I created my LinkedIn profile, it was just for me to meet people, right? So you can't just go on LinkedIn and create a profile and just sit back and think that people are just going to come to you if you don't put yourself out there, right? Because I have friends and I know of people who have LinkedIn profiles that is dry, right? And when I say dry, there's nothing on their profile. They don't have any professional photo or any photo at all. They have not filled out the section about their education, work experience, what they're interested in, nothing. It's just dry, blank, nothing, right? So when you're creating your LinkedIn profile, you want to fill it out to it's just complete it fully, right? And put what you want out there and what you want persons to know, right? So you can see my LinkedIn profile here in terms of how I fill it out. I'm very detailed. I filled out my bio. I gave myself like a professional, like a header. So when persons search for me on the web, they could more than likely find my LinkedIn profile. If they search for me on LinkedIn or just search certain keywords on LinkedIn, my profile will pop up. I'm very intentional about how I show up on LinkedIn and on the web generally. So I ensure that I complete my information and my profile to the fullest and make it very complete, right? So in building out your LinkedIn, as I said, You want to have a photo, you want to have a header, you want to ensure you fill out a bio, something that's readable, digestible, so persons, when they go on your profile, they can know who you are and what you're about. Then you want to fill out key stuff like, work experience. You probably just share some of your achievements in different jobs. You probably want to also fill out your education section, probably some skills you have, what you're great at, that kind of thing, the honors and awards you have received. And as I said, my profile gives you a very good idea of how you can fill out your profile. I mean, I might have some work here to do here and there, so a little tweaking to do here and there, but this gives you a general idea of how you can fill out your LinkedIn profile. And as I said, once you know why you're on the platform and what you want to achieve from it, then that will help you in terms of what you put on your profile. So we're talking about networking. So let us just dig a little deeper into what and how to network on LinkedIn. All right. So say for instance, you are thinking about, all right, let me just use a perfect example. I don't want to give any examples. I just want to share my personal experience. So I remember when I was in university and I was thinking about job hunting, right? I didn't know the first place to start except in my industry. I didn't know a lot of people, and as I said, I didn't know where to start outside of just my industry. And I created my profile, and then I started looking, or I think what I had done at the time was to search. So at that time I had studied GIS, which is Geographic Information Sciences, and I literally wrote in Geographic Information Sciences Jamaica, and then different persons who had built out their LinkedIn profile popped up. Right, I remember one of the first persons I followed on LinkedIn who, turned out to be a great mentor for me, and also is now constantly in my life and a great colleague. I've met a lot of persons from that initial stage who are still in my life, and even persons who I end up working with. And that's how I got my first internship, because I'd established a relationship with them. So I'd fill out my profile, I'd look for these persons online, and I just started following them. But following them is just the first step, because you can follow someone and they might view your profile, you view their profile, and nothing comes of it. So the next step you want to take is to slide into their inbox, right? And we're doing that respectfully, of course, because as I said, LinkedIn is not a plaything. It's about serious things and being very intentional about what you want, right? So what I had done at the time was to just introduce myself, right? And if you want to get a script on how to slide into someone's inbox on LinkedIn, you can definitely check the link in the bio, because I'll be sharing just a quick script on how you can introduce yourself and network on LinkedIn, right? So I wrote a brief note. Hi, I'm Carey. I introduced myself. I told where I'm from. I told what I wanted from them, because of course you have to be very authentic and just be transparent. Don't go around the world and back. If there's something you want from them in terms of probably their insights, or you want to connect with them based on similar interests or background, then do that. Be very clear, right? So that's what I had done at the time. As I said, I was in university, and at the time what I wanted was some assistance with my thesis. And I just reached out. I am Carey. I attend this university. I am working on this project. I see you have a similar background in the project that I'm working on. I really love your assistance. And then you tell them how they can reach out to you, or, if they have any time or schedule, and ask them if they're available and would be available to talk. And it was as simple as that, right? But over the years, it has been a lot different for me, right? Because I've had different objectives of reaching out to persons. And I want to give you another example. So I've shared this story before, and you can check it out here, where I talk about, things I've learned in the working world. And one of them was cold emails and just reaching out to persons who I have no idea about them, except that we share similar interests or background, right? And it's a case where we have no mutual friends, right? So that's what cold mails are like. You don't have any mutual friends, probably just have a little similarity, and that's it. So when I was selected for the Young Leaders of the Americas Fellowship, I was going to Seattle. I'll be in Seattle for I think like 4 weeks. And I recall someone sharing a profile of an awesome woman who works at Facebook, and she's a Jamaican. That was the closest connection we had, or similarity we had, was that she's Jamaican. And she said, the person who introduced or shared the profile with me said to me, hey, it would be great for you to reach out and connect with this person. No, I had no idea how to connect with this person outside of LinkedIn. And I think she had a premium account, and with the premium account, you were all able to send her a message. If I had a premium account, which I didn't have at the time, which meant I would have to invest in that premium account. And I was a little impulsive, yes, but just very intentional, and I knew what I wanted, right? She seemed like someone I'd really want to connect with. And so what I had done was to purchase the premium account, and I sent her a message. So I'm going to share with you what that message looked like here, right? And I'd reach out to her, share with her that, hey, I'm Carey. I'm in Seattle for this amount of time. I realize we have a similar background, and I'd love to meet up or connect with you. It was as simple as that. And it might not be as simple as that for some people. It might be a little bit more, providing more details and that kind of thing. But for her, I was just very direct. You'll realize I didn't go around the world and back. I made her know instantly that I wanted to connect with her. I would be in Seattle. I'm there for a fellowship, and that was it. And of course, I got the opportunity to meet her. She's an awesome person. She's a great mentor to me now. We've had a lot of conversations, and those are the little ways in which I utilize LinkedIn. So I'm just going to look at my notes just to kind of give you a guideline on just how to do it, right? So if you're just doing it now, here's how. So establish why you want to connect with that person, what you want and what you don't want, right? And when I say what you want and what you don't want, is that I'm saying you need to be very clear. Be very clear about what you want. Why are you even reaching out to this person? Nobody has time to waste. So don't go into people's inbox and waste their time, right? So establish where you want to connect and what you want. And for all the mails I've sent, I've been very clear. I've utilized and slide into people inboxes on LinkedIn to get assistance with thesis, for them to give me insights on job opportunities, for them to give me insights on career transitions, for them to give me insights on just business opportunities. There are just so many things, and I've always received a good response, right? I've probably reached out to a lot of persons who did not respond, who are even read my message, they didn't respond. I don't know why they didn't, but I've also gotten a lot of awesome and positive feedback from persons who were just so open to sharing, right? And that's the thing you want to remove from just connecting, is the fear of, wonder if. You want to remove all of that. You want to remove the wonder if and will they. You just want to just be authentic self and reach out, right? And what you can use to help you find people on LinkedIn. So for instance, you don't know someone's name, but you'd like to connect with someone in a particular industry, you can search by industry, you can search by job title, you can search by place of employment, right? So for instance, you want a new job or you want a business opportunity with a company, you can actually write that company's name in LinkedIn and look for all the persons who work at that company, and then based on what you want, you can find out who best aligns with what you want and reach out to them. So I've connected with persons from Google, I've connected with persons from different universities abroad, and as I said, I've always received good feedback, right? And just a positive interaction. Another way you can just do this in terms of reaching out, you want to find a similarity, right? So when you're reaching out to persons on LinkedIn, at least try to establish some amount of similarity or interest, right? Is it that you guys went to the same school? Do you have similar interests based on the industry? Do you have similar job titles? Is your path similar? Is the story similar? Or probably, if there's no similarity, maybe you can also let them know how you heard about them. A good way I find a lot of people or reach out to people on LinkedIn also is because I probably watched or went to an event, or I've read their profile somewhere, probably read a news article somewhere, and their story was just so intriguing, or I liked how they spoke and how they connected with me, and I decided to just slide into their inbox on LinkedIn, and it worked. So, you know, you want to just establish a number of different things that will help you to connect with persons, right? And I said you can do this even if you are an introvert, right? Another thing is if you have mutual friends, that's a good one, and that's a little easier, because if you realize there's someone you want to reach out and connect with, and you guys have a mutual friend, it's easier because you can ask that mutual friend to introduce you guys, hoping that that mutual friend actually knows the person. If your mutual friend, because sometimes, actually I say probably mutual connection, because sometimes your mutual connection don't know the person, so that might make it a little bit challenging. But of course we can work around that, because there's something called what? Cold email. Just slide into inboxes. And when you reach out, as I said, you want to be authentic, be clear about what you want, and ask for what you want. As I said, don't go around the world and come back. Just be very clear. I've shared my experiences. I've shared, you know, different scenarios how I've utilized LinkedIn. I'm an introvert through and through. But as I said, through the years, I've leveraged social media to connect with persons and to just build my own network. I can't tell you how many persons I've met online and know they're in my life either as accountability partners, as colleagues, as team members. It's just a fantastic thing. And one of the things I must share though is that when you slide into a person's inbox on LinkedIn, you know what you want, they've made a connection with you. Don't just take it and run and never return. You want to at some point create like a connection schedule, like, you know, every month or every 2 months or every year you check in with this particular person, right? Because that's what it is. It's connection. It's establishing a relationship. So when you do this, or when you connect with someone, at least try to maintain some amount or build a relationship with them, right? So there are some persons, they will be quick or glad to share their insights and just help you, and then you might never hear from them again, right? You might reach out to them a second time, you don't hear from them. It might depend based on busy schedule or for whatever reason. But then you have those persons, if you message them every time or just check in with them, they will respond. So you need to just, you know, feel out the relationship and just work on establishing a relationship that is authentic. And remember, it's not a one-way street, it's 2 ways, right? So when you connect with someone, as much as they might be giving you something, probably you can also find ways in which you can offer something to them as well. It's social media, which means you need to be social, and it's about establishing relationships and connections, which means it's a 2-way street. It's not what's in it for you only. I also spoke about that in a video about making social media work for you, and you want to check out that video here, right? So if you have any questions in terms of how you can leverage LinkedIn to network even as an introvert, if there was something that you hope I covered that I didn't cover, feel free to slide in my DMs at Carey.digital on Instagram. You can also reach out to me via email, which is carey.dixon@gmail.com. It's in the description. And or you can just leave a comment. I read my comments, guys. And yes, thanks for watching. If you loved this video, please give it a thumbs up, please like, please subscribe, and please share. Thank you guys for watching.